Welcome to the online lecture series of Basics of Civil Engineering. I am Anju MJ, Assistant Professor of Department of Civil Engineering, Jyoti Engineering College, Cherupalli. I am handling the topic Introduction to Foundation from the subject Basics of Civil Engineering. The subject code is EST 120C. The parts of the building are classified into two main categories, that is substructure and superstructure. Substructure is a part of building lying below ground level, and superstructure is the part of building lying above the ground level, and it is properly designed to suit the characteristics of soil. So foundation is lying below, it is very direct contact with the ground, and it transfers a load of superstructure evenly into the underlying soil or into the ground. The purpose of foundations are even distribution of load and reduction of settlement. That will be different settlement and eco settlement at different parts of building, and safety against different types of failures like sliding and overturning, and safety against undermining, and it provides a firm and level surface for the uppermost part of the building, that is superstructure. The types of foundations are categorized into two, that is shallow foundation and deep foundation. Shallow foundation is depth is less or equal to width, and deep foundations is depth is greater than or equal to the width of the footing. Again, the subdivisions of foundations are shallow foundation, we have isolated footing, strap footing, mat or rat foundation, wall footing, combined footing, etc. And the subdivisions of deep foundations are pile foundation, and caisson foundation. In this presentation, we are going to study about the different types of deep foundation. The first one is pile foundation. Pile foundation is a special kind of deep foundation where the depth is much greater than the width of foundation. This is the common type of foundation adopted for the deepest constructions, and it is used where the soil is compressible and the soil is waterlogged, and when stratum is required bearing capacity at a greater depth. And pile is like a stranded structural member, and it is a vertical member which may be made up of timber, concrete and steel. And it is preferred for the following circumstances, like when the load of superstructure is heavy and the distribution load is uneven, and the top of soil is have very poor bearing capacity. I am repeating once again, and it is adopted for the following circumstances, like when there is a large fluctuations in subsoil water level, and when the top layer is very expansive, and where there is a canals or deep drainage lines nearby. These are the situations where the deep foundation, that is pile foundations, are adopted. And the major use of pile foundations are, it is used to carry the vertical compression loads, and it is used to resist the uplift loads, and it is also used to resist the horizontal or inclined loads. This slide also denotes the explanation of pile foundation, that is, it is used to describe the construction for foundation of a wall, and it is supporting on a pile, and where it is placed separately, or they may be placed in the form of a cluster, and where it is adopted, piles are adopted when the loose soil extended to a greater depth, and the load of structure is transmitted by the pile to a harder stratum below, or it is resisted by the friction developed on the side of the piles. These are some questions asked in the topic pile foundation: where it is placed, what is pile foundation, and where it is adopted. Now let's see what are the application of piles. These are some application of piles where it is applicable at the places the load coming from the structure is very high and the distribution load is uneven, and the subsoil water level is likely to rise or fall, and the pumping of subsoil water is too costly. And next one is the construction of mat or art foundation is likely to be very expensive. And next application of piles are, their length exceeds 30 meters. It is considered to be long when their length exceeds 30 meters. And next is the structure is situated on seashore or riverbed, and it is also used as anchors because they will be designed to give lateral support or to resist an upward pressure or uplift pressure. These are some important applications of piles. Now let's see the classification of piles. Based on the function, material and composition and method of installation, piles are divided into so many categories. Based on function, we have end bearing pile, friction pile, compaction pile, tension pile, anchor pile, center pile, lateral pile and sheet pile. And based on material and composition, we have concrete pile, timber pile, steel pile and composite pile. Composite pile is nothing but the combination of concrete and timber or the combination of concrete and steel. And based on the method of installation of piles, there are three categories: driven pile, cast in situ pile and driven and cast in situ pile. Second is pier foundation. Pier foundation consists of cylindrical column of large diameter to support and transfer large superimposed load to the firm stratum below. The difference between the pier foundation and pier foundation lies in the method of construction only, as shown in the figure. Next is well foundation. This is the final division of the deep foundation. Well foundations are deep foundation. It provides a solid and massive foundation for heavy loads, and it is commonly used for transferring heavy loads to a deeper stratum in a river or seabed. And it is concreting of well steening is done under dry and controlled conditions, and hence quality of work is assured. And these wells have a large cross-sectional area for supporting a larger load. Based upon the shape, well foundations have named as follows: circular well, double D well, twin circular well, double octagonal well and rectangular well. This figure denotes the different shape of the well foundation. This figure represents the different components or parts of a well foundation. It contains a pier on the top of the foundation and an RCC slab and a top plug, then steening. Steening means the wall of the foundation, then a cutting edge at the bottommost part of a foundation. Only brief explanation is needed as per your syllabus for different types of foundation. Next important topic is bearing capacity. University point of view, bearing capacity is the important question which is frequently asked in the university point of view. So selection of suitable foundation is important for any type of structure. So loads from a structure are finally transmitted to the soil, and it is very important to study the strength and behavior of a soil. So bearing capacity is the supporting power of a soil without any failure. I am repeating once again, bearing capacity is the capacity to bear the structure. Okay, supporting power of a soil without any failure. So we have ultimate bearing capacity. Ultimate bearing capacity is represented by QU, and it is the gross pressure at the base of the foundation at which soil fails in shear. And next is net ultimate bearing capacity. It is denoted by QNU. It is the net increase in pressure at the base of foundation that causes shear failure of soil. QNU equal to QU minus gamma dF. dF is the depth of foundation, gamma is the unit feet. And next is net safe bearing capacity. It is denoted as QNS. It is nothing but QNU by factor of safety. It is the net soil pressure which can be safely applied to the soil considering only shear failure. Moving on to the factors affecting bearing capacity. First one is properties of soil. Properties of soil like cohesion, angle of tendile friction and density. And next one is settlement. Settlement may be allowable settlement and differential settlement. And third one is physical features of foundation like type, size and shape. So this comes to the end of presentation. and I had included what is foundation, what is the depth, what is deep foundation, different types of deep foundation, and one important topic was the bearing capacity. Thank you.